Hello, my loves. Welcome to Pain to Joy. My name is Danielle Sutty, and I want to thank you from my whole heart for being here with me today. How is your heart today? Mine is feeling fuller than it has in a little while. I decided to go last minute to a cacao ceremony and ecstatic dance workshop at a yoga studio near me, and I feel thankful. I feel connected with myself. I had a lot of downloads that I will share in a future episode, but what also came from it on this Friday night, June 20th, 2025, summer solstice, was a desire and me feeling like I had the capacity to share. The last episode that was released was episode 37, and that was recorded probably in March. And I have not had the energy, the wherewithal, the brain power to record. And so I want to seize this opportunity, just like I did with the very first episode, because I know that when I feel called, that is the exact right time to share. I also love summer, love the sun, love warm weather so much. So it also felt apropos for me to share the joy that I feel in the summertime, even though here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, it is raining. We do need the rain. It's very important. I am not lamenting the rain, but I think it's always hilarious when it's a long weekend or summertime is upon us and it's raining. It might even snow in the mountains. But again, very thankful for the precipitation because we need it. There have been some fires up north, and I am very thankful for the rain, even though I love the sun more than anything. I'm not going to update or share about the Get My Life Back journey. I don't feel like I'm in a space where I can share about that quite yet. But what was on my heart to share was something that I'm doing to help get some joy back into my life. It has been quite challenging for me the past few months, or really most of this year. And again, I promise to share moving forward. But all of a sudden I thought, why don't I share some practices, things I've done for a long time, things that you might have already heard about, but things that help make more positive connections in our brains, things that help bring joy back into our lives and help our brains focus on more positive things when maybe our brain has been focusing on more negative things. That can be a chemical thing in your brain. It could be hormone related. It can be related to stress and fatigue. And I've been dealing with a lot of those things. And something that I know helps, it might not necessarily feel like it's helping in the moment, but over time, it helps me feel lighter, and my invitation is to try it to see if it can help you feel lighter, if it can help you see the beauty, the good, the joy, and the love that surrounds you. And there are variations of this. What I've been doing is, before I go to bed at night, there is a piece of paper and a pen on my bedside table, my nightstand, and I've written on the top of this piece of paper, good things are always happening to me. You could write, magical things are always coming my way, something of the sort. And before I go to bed, I crawl into bed, I take the pen, I take the paper, and I write all of the things that made me smile on that day. Yesterday, for example, I went for a walk in the morning and I walked by River Park Church, not far from where I live, and there's a beautiful garden there, and there are these stones in the garden that say things like peace, love, hope, and there are all these gorgeous flowers, and this garden is so beautiful. It's not fenced off. It's there for everyone to enjoy. And for the first time ever, I have lived in this neighborhood on and off since 2012. So for 13 years, I don't recall ever seeing the people doing the gardening or ever meeting them. And as I saw these three wonderful women, they were doing the gardening, and I said, oh my goodness, thank you so much for this. These flowers are so beautiful, and this garden brings me so much peace. And I went on to share, I've had a lot of challenging moments the last few months, and I have come and sat in this garden, rain or shine, and I've really enjoyed the beauty that you are creating and taking care of. So thank you so, so much. And one of the women responded, and you could tell she was so touched, and she felt honored, I think would be the word. And I just said, thank you again. And we shared a smile, and I went on my way. And as I walked away, I could hear the three women speaking to each other, like they were proud of themselves. You could tell they felt thankful to be acknowledged. And that was a beautiful exchange to start my day. I was so, so thankful. And I proceeded to share the same story that I just shared with you on my Instagram stories. And later in the day, I saw that the church's Instagram account had reposted and had thanked me and had thanked their volunteers for the hard work and how blessed they are to have them. And that was another thing to be thankful for, this exchange with who knows who manages that account, but how thankful for them to have said to me, we're so blessed to have these volunteers and we're so glad that you enjoy this garden. So that was another thing to add to my list of something that brought me joy today, something that made me smile. And I continued to write other things that made me smile, other things that brought me joy. And I closed my eyes and I turned on my meditative music, my binaural beats, so that I could fall asleep. And if writing down the things that made you smile or the things that brought you joy seems like it might be too much for you right now, you can simply close your eyes and think of one thing that you're thankful for. If that feels easy, you can think of 2 things and then move on to 3. But the practice of gratitude, the practice of saying what we are thankful for, whether it is silently to ourselves, writing it down, or sharing it with the world, that helps change your brain. That helps you focus on the good. And then your brain continues to look for more good things. It's not dissimilar from when I've shared multiple times on this podcast that I see love everywhere. I see hearts everywhere. And it is because I have trained my brain that when I see something that remotely resembles a heart, I see love. I see a leaf on the ground. I look closely. Oh, it looks like a heart. I have friends who now send me things that look like hearts, tag me in their stories. I have trained my brain to see love. So we have writing down the things that make you smile and bring you joy. You can say it silently in your head. Something I've been doing in the morning. Sometimes I'll write in the morning in my journaling some things I'm thankful for. And also what I've been doing is sharing on my social media platforms. I'll think of multiple things that I'm thankful for from the day before, from that week, from that morning, and I will share publicly. Sometimes I think, I'm not sure if I feel like properly journaling today. So I'll take some photos, write on them quickly, and share. And then I'll ask people in my Instagram stories, what are you thankful for? And sometimes no one responds, and that's okay. And other times when I least expect it, or when I haven't been around my phone all day, people are reaching out about beautiful, wonderful things that they're thankful for. And even as I say that to you now, my heart expands. I feel thankful for them. I feel thankful for their sharing. I feel thankful that they got to see something that they are thankful for, something that made them smile. So it's a circle of love. It's a circle of thankfulness. It's a circle of gratitude. So I would invite you to try a thankfulness practice in the way that feels good to you. Oh, the other one I forgot that's really fun, and I was going to start doing it, but it seemed like a bit much, so that's why I have the paper beside my bed. You can just write down on a strip of paper once a day or once a week, or when something happens in the moment, jot it down in your phone. Okay, now this is becoming two more ways. You can have a gratitude list, a thankfulness list in your phone. Good things are always happening to me. Magical moments are always coming my way. And in the notes in your phone, you can just jot down when something good happens, when something makes you smile, when something good happens to someone you know and it makes you smile and you're happy for them. Jot it down in your phone, in the Notes app, or whatever other app that you have for taking notes. And the one I was going to share a few moments ago was you can write down on a piece of paper, little strips of paper, the good thing that happened, the thing that made you smile, and put it into a jar, like a cookie jar or a tin or in a drawer or somewhere, and you put them all year long. You could start today. You could start whatever day it is for you. When I wake up tomorrow, it will be June 21st. I could start June 21st, and then on summer solstice next year, or the 20th or 21st next June, I would read through all of those to really pump up my heart and pump up my level of thankfulness and gratitude. And or maybe I'm having a low day 2 months from now, 3 months from now, and I take a couple of slips of paper out of the jar, out of the tin, out of the drawer, and I read a few of them to myself, reminding myself that joy is possible, reminding myself that there are always things to be thankful for. And believe me when I say, I have had a challenging time accessing thankfulness, accessing perspective, accessing things that I know to be true with my entire heart and soul. But what I also know to be true is if I choose any of these ways to have a thankfulness practice, to have a reminders of joy practice, I am setting myself up to feel lighter, to feel happier. And even if it takes time, even if it takes a while for that joy quotient to raise, for that actual feeling, that embodied thankfulness, the embodied feeling of happiness or joy, it might take a while for that to come back to my body. But I guarantee you, if you choose one of these practices, you are changing your brain and you are setting yourself up to feel better, to feel lighter, and to feel more like yourself. And I want that for me, and I want that for you. So please feel free to email me at dksutty@yahoo.ca or DM me on social media and let me know how this lands for you. If you have started up your thankfulness practice for the first time, or you've started it up for the 20th time, because this is something simple that you can do, that I can do, that helps you access love and lightness and more joy. And on this summer solstice, I want to acknowledge that life is always going to have dark and it's always going to have light. And I've spent the last few years doing my darndest to embrace them both. And I will admit, I still prefer the light, even though I know the uncomfortable feelings, the painful feelings, the feelings of growth that can be excruciating are here to help us up level, to help us shift into the best version of who we want to be. So I know logically and mentally that it's all for me, that the pain has purpose. But goodness gracious, is it challenging sometimes when you're growing and evolving and unlearning unhealthy ways of being. So I want you to know that whatever you are growing through, whatever new boundaries you're setting, whatever challenges you're moving through, You are not alone. I am sending you love and a huge hug. I'm hugging myself on your journey. And I am going to choose to trust and believe that the deepest pain points that we move through are pushing us, propelling us forward on a path to living our most extraordinary, our most magical, our most abundant lives. The best is yet to come. I look forward to sharing more of my journey with my Get My Life Back program, some of the struggles I've moved through at the most perfect time. But until then, know that you are loved. Let your light shine. Let yourself be seen. And trust and believe that life is happening for you. And always believe that something wonderful is about to happen. Sending love, sending hugs. And I always forget to say this, but please feel free to follow on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you choose to listen. I so appreciate your listening. If you want to leave a comment or a review or write me personally to let me know how this episode or any episode has landed for you, I appreciate it and you with my whole heart. May you have the most beautiful summer or winter to my friends in Australia and beyond. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your precious time and choosing to spend it with me. I love you. I appreciate you. Until we meet again.